Hi, Hayden here. In this video, I'm going to try to remove the slats from the vertical blinds in the living room of what I call Camp Hayden, or you may know it as the office. Basically, up on the one side of the slat, we just remove the clip from the hole, and on the other side, we do the same thing. Now, a smooth operation would have this thing just popping right off. In fact, the thing teased me a little bit. The first ones just did actually pop right off. Now there's the hole in the top, and the clip kind of goes down on both sides, kind of like my fingers here, and it just snaps into the hole, and then you hold it right on. So you can just like slide these things up when you're installing them. You just slide them up in there, and it just holds. So that's nice. And then to remove them, just reverse the operation, and pop them off. There you go. You just gotta be careful so that you don't break the clips. And you also don't, if you're going to reuse them, you also don't want to put a chip or a crack in your vertical slat. So with that, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove all these slats, and then I'm going to remove the valance, whatever it's called up here, the decorative thing that covers the mechanism. I'm going to remove that next. It's a pretty quick operation. Now the reason why we're doing this is because the office is going to be for sale as well. And the blinds, even though they stack inside the window frame as opposed to outside the window frame. And stacking outside the window frame, it takes up more wall space, but stacking inside blocks more of the window. So we want the window to be wide open, have as much light coming in as possible. It just really brightens up the whole house. So with that, let me get the rest of these down and we'll catch you in a little bit. Ray Hayden here, back, and let's see which one I need here. These little end clips on the far ends of either side, there's a decorative clip. It's got a little piece of the material on there that the slats are made out of. These just pop right off the ends. So there are two of them. I should probably hold them both up at the same time, right? So there's two of those. Then we have the actual mechanism that the thing was hanging on. Now over the years, I've noticed different types of clips and tricks and traps and everything that'll kind of throw you for a loop. This one here happens to have in the center, center-ish, and onto the two sides, it'll have a little clip. You have to push the clip out and you tilt the thing, you tilt it down and towards you, and the thing should come out. Now, this is where things get fun. There we go. And then this last one, if it works right, you should always have a screw fall out of your mechanism. That screw's been up there for 20 years, so I guess it's been doing a great job. And I was going to hand this off to my lovely assistant, Miss Demeanor, who's going to take that away from us for now. And then I can probably show you this clip here. Let me just stand by for a second. I'm going to tilt the phone up here, camera phone, and show you what this clip is. Okay. More so when you're putting this thing on, it's a real hoot. On this side, it's a really tight little corner, and you have to hook the mechanism on there and then push it up into this side here where it snaps on. And then this part, this little tongue right here just hangs off, and that's there all the time, but this is what you're actually pushing out to release the mechanism to pull it down. So that's the fun on that. Now the rest of this is actually pretty easy in the fact that there's a couple of kind of hex screws up there. I just need a different tool to get those down because a regular screwdriver won't do it. Again, I've seen these things a bunch of different ways. Sometimes they're regular screws, sometimes there's hex nuts in there, there's all kinds of stuff that people will do. This is a 20-year-old device, but we liked the way it looked when we moved in, when we bought the house, or the office, I should say. So we decided to go ahead and keep it. But again, to get as much light into this room as possible to kind of give it the best presence to see the outside, the lake out there, the golf course and stuff like that, we want to pull this thing down to give the new owners the best benefit of the full view that they have out here, because this is really a very nice view. So with that, let me get my the proper tool to remove this other piece, and we'll be back in a little bit. Okay. Back we are. Now, you'll notice that this is not the proper tool. This is just a couple of extensions with the right ratchet at the back end here. Here's the issue is when people ask to borrow your tools, the answer is no. Anybody, friend or foe, probably a foe would be somebody you probably could lend the tool to, but never, ever, ever lend your tools out to anybody ever, 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 because you won't get them back. Anyway, so both sides of this particular device are now let loose, but there's one more screw left in the center that's actually holding the whole thing up, and it's got to come off. Don't fail me now, you're coming off. Watch me drop the thing and it bounced through the window. There we go. So now the whole thing comes down, and it was actually easier than it looked. And with that, we could either donate these to science or put them out in bulk trash. But whatever you want to do in your neck of the woods, that's the way to do it. That's the way to go with it. But now this window is all cleared up, and we'll let in a whole lot more light for the new owners. So with that, that'll wrap it up on how to remove the vertical blinds. All right, Ray Hayden here. I wanted to add on to the last video that what it actually looks like without the blinds on there. You see that the window actually looks much larger than what it really is. Same reason why we like painting everything white, because it gives the illusion and the effect of having a much brighter, wider, open area, more airy and all that kind of stuff. Gives you more room within the room you have. And if we look out here, if I step out of the way, you can see the patio back here has the low windows for the cats. It gives a nice, beautiful view out there for them without screen enclosures. The back patio used to be a screen enclosure. You'd have to go out sliding glass doors, step down into the outside area. And of course, with a sliding glass door, they only open halfway. So you only had half that opening there. Now with these doors, and it's all hurricane glass out there. The doors that close are hurricane glass, and all the windows across the back are hurricane glass. Unfortunately, these windows are not hurricane glass, but what they have, if you look out the window here, you can see that those are hurricane shutters. So, and even the hurricane windows have hurricane shutters on them, because you don't want to get in and replacing those if they get damaged or anything in a storm. But with that, you can definitely get the idea. There's a nice, beautiful view out there. You see there's a golf course back there. There's manicured landscaping. There's a lake back there. It may not look like a lake, but actually the lake widens up outside of the shot here. And you can probably see a piece of the lake in the other window as well. So it's really a beautiful view out here for people that might be coming in to buy the property. And that's why we just want to open it up as wide as possible, let in as much light, and let them enjoy it. And they can choose whatever window treatments they want after they've moved in. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this video. And when I catch you in the next one, take care and be well.